Okay, good morning and welcome. This is another edition of the Newsfile UK, as it is. I'm sure a few of you who must have watched this program for some time knows how it works. As a summary of the whole event that has actually transpired over the week, and then we gather everything on Friday. So as usual, my name is Dr. Morton. I'll be here with Mr. ODUPONG, who is on his way, and a few panelists who are part of the program. I'd like to say good morning and welcome.
It's Africa Radio. It's the best. If you didn't say so, keep your dial right here and keep it locked.
About it. Now, if I beg your pardon, I think my volume was low, but I was saying that the election in Nigeria has yet to take place, and then um, as my friend Idris, who would be here to help us deliberate on where they've got into now since they started with preparation. And then not too long ago, I have seen, I believe you have seen as well, the David Cameron, who had promised or had prophesied, if you want, there is going to be an Indian prime minister in future from when he left until now. Whether it's going to be true or not, I mean, we in that period of time to attest to that ourselves if we're going to have anything of the sort. I'd like to welcome you once again. And for our viewers, we're live on Facebook. Unfortunately, you can't get us on tuning, and we're on the internet as well. This is Hits Africa Radio. But in case you want to help us with sponsorship, I think we'll be more than happy to welcome that as well, as we'll be able to bring you all these good production so you can sit at home in your bedroom, wherever you are, to enjoy it. Just do stay with us. I'm trying to link up with a few of our communicators who help us in the background, and then we come your way with the rest of the show. my co-panelist, who is going to help me deliberate on some of the topical issues we discussed over the week to talk about. Um, not too long ago, we spoke about the private jet issue, which I believe the government is on the neck of President Akufo-Addo, who, it doesn't look like it gives a middle finger about whether or not to stop using the private jet. According to Mr. Dupont don't see a big deal with, what initiative the president takes or not, unless perhaps something that would be detrimental or detriment to him. But as time has proven, I think he's beginning to sense the fact that we need to talk about it until things get out of hands. And so I'm going to go straight to the man, and then we look at some of the things. Anyway, good morning, Mr. Dupont.
Good morning to you. And
how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. And yourself?
Yeah, not too bad at all. How was your night? You had a good night?
I slept very well.
Good.
Yes.
It's another Friday. Time running very quick.
Oh, tell me.
Time's running really, really quick. Now we almost gone past the middle of the year. We're in the seventh year.
Mm.
And then, it's as if the year just started.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so...
the heat wave.
Yeah.
4 days, 5 days ago. And now all of a sudden, there has been a change back to very cool weather. So now people don't have problems sleeping. That's why I had a good sleep.
I think you have to turn a little bit of those notes there. I can hardly hear you in your speaker.
Is that okay?
No, I still can't hear you. Anyway, if you can adjust it a little bit, because I can hardly hear you. And so I believe my listeners can also hear you.
All right.
Yeah, it should be fine now.
Good. Can you hear me now?
Not your voice. Yeah, I think I can hear you now.
Good.
Anyway, so we're talking about the fact that one day we're going to have an Indian president, as David Cameron must have said. I don't know if you've seen that video go viral. Did you ever thought of that? It's going to be a time. We have this British workers first and things like that, but seeing Indian leadership or in the prime minister position.
First of all, let me say good morning to our cherished listeners. And yeah, I mean, we have always hoped that one day there will be an ethnic minority president, prime minister, and president around the world. Fortunately, Obama came in and set the example in America. So there has been the hope that it will carry on over to here. As to whether we need an Asian president, Asian prime minister,
is the question.
Is the question. Even though Mr. Cameron made his views known when he went to India, but it is all part of the politics. The people, let's say the political elite over here,
okay,
may think that it's possible and it should be a possibility. Yeah. But at the same time, I'm sure they are aware that the country or their people will not be ready for it. So, there's a bit of dilemma over there.
Anyway.
And you see, if you look at the way we also do our things here, people are saying that probably a nation president will not suit the other black and ethnic minorities because they don't see what the Asians actually do for the entire ethnic community. Somebody gave Priti Patel, the Home Secretary, as an example. I mean, since she became Home Secretary, what a good example has she set?
What is that? Is this something you must have broken it down to have realized she's not setting a good example? Or
well, I mean,
you're asking
the Windrush is a classical example. The way she dealt with it.
Okay. Do you see the racial segregation? The British
well,
see
you can see there's some sort of discrimination, but the person, might not come out and say, "Look, this is
she doesn't need to tell us
exactly," but her attitude, her actions,
you will be able to tell.
Her actions. You see, that's why people are using her as an example that she hasn't managed properly, and especially the way she's handled the black people. Let me put it straight: black people and Africans. So, really, they are using that as an example. What would another Asian man do for the black community?
Right.
And so if you look at the geopolitics as well, this country happens to be a leading figure in the world. Now, if a prime minister who is an Asian becomes, a leader of the world, that is a big impact on Africa.
Yeah.
And yes, people would have rather if it was a black person, because when I say black person, an African or somebody of an African origin, there's some sort of differences over there. So really,
okay,
I tend to listen to the voices who are saying we're not ready for an Asian prime minister yet.
Okay. So with the Pakwesindum pays courtesy call on President VX Kufuor. What do you think would be the rationale behind this? Is it that compromisation of what they've seen this government to have been doing to the PPP, or I'm going to read the story, but when he was the energy minister for the NPP, until now that they feel that they've been let down by the NPP. The question has always been, what would he go and pay courtesy call to the president, ex-president Kufuor for? I mean, in a layman understanding, until perhaps the story came up as to what reason led him there. the man.
Do you want to read for?
Yeah, I'm only saying that
Yes.
in a layman understanding until the story came out. I have read the story already, but it simply would say that, okay, so is it because he feels that Segabo has written some few articles. Is it trust is the most important ingredient in all relationships.
Exactly.
Rishi Sunak is seen as a traitor in the political circles of leading members of the Conservative Party, as well as the general public. With all his faults, Sunak had demonstrated his commitment and loyalty to the British Premier Boris Johnson. Well, that's the view of Mr. Gabo. But hardly could you believe that they would, give it to the foreigner, so to speak, instead of their own. I started talking about when it came to work some time ago. They were talking about British workers first and things like this. But what if the case that a British worker who feels that, look, this is my country, I have the means of getting good benefits, and so I wouldn't bother myself to work. We wouldn't pounce the work on him. We wouldn't impose the work on him if he chooses to stay and then, decide not to do some work. But we understand that they try to consider British workers first because this is their land, But what about the lazy ones? Anyway.
Well, I don't think it's a question of giving their people work first. Because of the laws within the country, and this is a country that respects law. So they wouldn't, yes, individually or, an individual person may have a preference over somebody. That's different, okay? But collectively, it doesn't happen most of the time, or it doesn't happen, okay? Because as I said, it's a country where we respect the law.
Yeah.
So by the race relations and equal opportunities and acts and whatnot that has been enacted, officials cannot deliberately be seen to be giving preferences to indigenous people. Otherwise, the outcry will be there.
Yeah.
But having said so, a director, being an individual, can, show their prejudice, which is different from the nation or from the president or the prime minister. But as I said, we haven't had any good sense to believe that an Asian helps the Black people. It's never happened. And it might not happen soon.
Okay. Right. So let me get back to the question that we were on as to, the rationale behind Papa Kwesi paying courtesy call to President Kufuor. It said the chairman of the group Indium, Dr. Papa Kwesi, has paid a courtesy call for the former President John Agyekum Kufuor. The visit on Friday, 14th July, was to inform the former president about what he has been doing in the past 3 years while he has been absent from Ghana, including during the 2020 elections, and his plans going forward. And the reasons he discussed with the President Agyekum Kufuor included health, business colleagues, and then business challenges, I beg your pardon. He told the former president he had been paying particular attention to his business operations in the United States, particularly the bank, especially given the reputational damage caused by the loss of Ghana banking license and the accusations made about illegal money transfers. It was, however, hopeful that the allegations would be proven false, though the courts and the administrative processes. The former President Kufuor as well acquainted with Dr. Indum family, so they had a good discussion about the family and how his children are doing. So, in as much as it was about the politics, it's about the challenges, the health, and all the areas that is required within governance, to build such areas. He has a good rapport with Papa Kwesi Ndum's family. Remember, he was the energy minister in the during Kufuor's regime.
Yes,
so
I mean, in a relationship,
yes,
there's always trust, the question of trust. And, as you put it, they have good rapport. They have because Papa Kwesi and former President Kufuor trusted him to bring him into his government. Yeah. And they worked well. Maybe they came to know one another's family. And so since then, that relationship has kept going on. But there has been a different, as they say, new king,
new
law, a different kid of the block. And that sort of relationship might not exist between Papa Kwesi and the current president. And relating to his business, the way...
sorry, your line, I can't hear it here. I couldn't hear you there. I don't know if you could still adjust the notes. I don't know.
It's well adjusted fully to the end. So
that's what I'm wondering. Anyway, yeah, go on. You were talking about...
Yeah. So maybe is the way the current administration has dealt with him that he didn't find it a reason to stay in Ghana. So he went to look at his business outside, which is more important. So he came back, and it's a good thing. He's gone to see his old friend, let me put it that way, to see his old friend. There's nothing wrong in that. You see, it's good people should be talking more. It is true that there will be understanding. And, the question of jealousy and envy and selfishness within the Black community, the African community,
right,
and especially more of the Ghanaian community, has damaged a lot of things for the community. Because if Papa Kwesi and former President Kufuor had, been engaging all this time, maybe there could have been some sort of an overflow into the politics of the country. Because they are two statesmen, actually, if you look at it. Papa Kwesi from the business side and from politics, he has a wealth of knowledge. So, yeah.
Well, so what I'm saying is, if you went in and had a personal encounter with a man who had experience in the leadership of Ghanaian the presidency, and then he went in to talk about the health, businesses, and all that. I don't think he's using that as a medium for him to reach Akufo-Addo, as he being the next president of the NPP. He's been on the seat before. As he must have seen the NPP sabotaging him, in a normal sense. Otherwise, the best person should have been then Akufo-Addo himself.
Well, I mean, the best person should have been Akufo-Addo himself, but unfortunately, as we have said, the rapport is between him and the former president.
Yeah.
You see, so really, he may not regard the current president as a friend, but maybe as an acquaintance, whereas he looks at President Kufuor as a friend or if a family person or someone he can trust. They've done business.
Yeah.
So they have that sort of, trust between themselves. There is, the trust between him and the current president might be zero. We never know.
Oh dear. Anyway, let's come down to other issues that we started talking about. So the Indian Kesi call, at least we touched on that. Now Tamil's son claims that his late dad has achieved much of all his duty and work when he was here until he may so rest in peace, he died. His achievement surpasses all the leaders. Is this something we have any grounds on? He's not saying that because the man is a stud? Because remember very well the activities of Tamils. Again, may his soul rest in peace. And then his, I think his grave was also looted. I don't know if you heard about that. I don't have any grounds on that, but this is very serious. And then people who are not his family members who did that. And so the family decided to take these people to court. This is, let me see the story, and then
Yes,
we'll come back to it and then see what the story says. Just bear with us, folks, 1 minute. Okay, welcome back. I can see. Good morning, Papa Smiley. Good morning, Mr. JB, my man, my brother, and then I seen Frank Lanyo, who is a very good friend of mine, who is Hakim. Okay, so let's see the story. The story continues to say that brother of the late President John Evans Fifi Atamils has accused the Atamils Institute and the Coastal Development Authority of tampering with the thumb of the ex-president without records of family. Now, the brother Samuel Atamil says the act is culturally offensive. He added that the family does not recognize the act by the Institute with regard to the remains of the late president at the Asumdwe Park in the few days. 10 years after the passing of the late president will be marked. Samuel Atta Mills, who is also the Member of Parliament for Commander Edina Iguafu Abirim, has been addressing the press in Parliament, a group calling itself Atta Mills Institute, that the family doesn't even recognize. And the coastal development of the authority have gone to break the grave of President John Fifi Atta Mills. They have removed the thumb, and they claim they are rebuilding it. Ghana's first presidential mausoleum and burial grounds of Ghana's late President John Evans Fifi Atta Mills. I mean, it's such an incredible and very interesting story. At least if somebody would tamper with the grave of anybody, must it not be at least his family member, regardless if it's a distance or nuclear or family? But then the family he decided to take this up. Why would people do that anyway?
Well, it is interesting the way we as Ghanaians, we do our things, okay? And this problem is coming out of the fact that most of the time, we are not very close to our family members. We don't, especially when people become knowledgeable, educated, they feel they are not part of a family. Okay, so they go their individual selfish ways until there is a problem, and then they want to get people rallying around them. You can see this is a classical example we have here. Probably when the man Atta Mills himself was alive, the bond between him and his family was not that close. Okay, so when he kicked the bucket or he departed,
Do you want to get the mic close to your mouth? It's too down.
Yes, I put it down.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. So then the family, they didn't know the part they were to play. So that should have been a discussion between the state, because now he's become the president. He's become a state person, and then he also have a family. So there ought to have been a discussion between the state and the family as to what is to happen and what not. Okay.
Than just going to, tamper with the thumb.
No, before I come there, I'm just looking at the background to certain things that we overlooked as a people. Yeah, as I said. So it gives a gap between now the people who have worked very closely with the person now begins to think that they are the family, because they see that person more than the family, the family itself.
Yeah.
So this is where all the confusion yes, is coming from, So now the family also realized that, we are missing something. We've neglected this person and other people are taking over. So we have to exert our authority because we are the family. And this things do happen in our everyday life.
Right.
Okay. And that is what is at play at the moment.
Okay.
Now, the brother of the late president, Atta Mills,
Okay.
wants us to believe that they should have an upper hand in everything.
Yeah.
Which is culturally, yeah, it is true. But how have they handled things from beginning?
What do you mean? If you say how they've handled things from
How
beginning?
has the family, that the brother and the extended family,
And the absence of Tamils.
yes, how have they handled things? That's where the
Problem started from.
exactly. But as I said, these people here, if I hear the name Ahido or some, yes, and co, things that Atta Mills is their family. So
Okay.
they're doing everything for his legacy.
So that's
You understand?
yeah.
So I keep saying, we have a problem as a community, as a people. And these are the problems that we create. Yeah?
Yeah.
We create, not foreseeing what will happen in the future.
Anyway,
So
it's quite an interesting story that you can choose family that you're not like a blood family. And then at the man's absence, you think you can take part in activities, whether to preserve the culture of the dead or the deceased.
yes, I mean, sometimes you have, as I said, you have family, you have immediate family and extended family and whatnot.
Right.
So depending on the relationship of the person when he was alive, okay, a classical example of what I heard here some time ago, somebody passed away, and in his will, he left his will to his friend. Here, when the friend came and wanted to pursue what the will was intended for, the family were against it.
Why?
Because they are now claiming they are the family and they should be the rightful,
And as much as they saw the will knowing their name and it was meant for his friend.
Exactly. So, because the will allows the friend to take over the barrier and everything, to oversee, Now the family are saying, no, they have the right because it's their family. But where were they when the man was alive?
Yeah, but you never know. People can just be mean and decide to ignore their family, in spite of the fact that the family had helped him or something before he died. And so it is possible. People can do so many things. Anyway, it's about 20 to 11 o'clock. You are on Hate Africa Radio with me, myself, and then Mr. ODUPONG. We're talking about a few things. We spoke about the fact that this country would one day see a foreigner or minority in parliament as a prime minister amid what's going on. And recently we talked about Papa Kwesindum's skeptical on President Kufuor. We spoke a little bit about, the fact that Tamils had not his direct family, have led to digging up his thumb, and you don't know what's the rationale behind that. These are some of the things. And at least by 11 o'clock, I'm going to open the phone lines, but I keep having a chat with Mr. ODUPONG, who will be helping me break down with the last story. I think we're speaking about few already. So let me read Facebook messages. So this is from Frank Lanyo. He said, "Good morning, Dr. Morton." And this is from Papa Smiley. He said, kudos, gents. Kudos to you too, wherever you are. 1 minute.
You know, don't forget to listen to this Africa radio. Now, phone number. Also give the number.
All right.
Because at least if you do that, it makes people aware, say, it's Africa radio.
Okay, so if you just join us, this is Hate Africa Radio. 11 o'clock. If you want to get the line or the studio number is 0208 6386 239 0208 6306 or 07533 998090. You can also reach us on 07375 402 446 073 750 402 446, or you can also get it finally on 073 7560 1574. Yes, if you want to reach us on any of the topics we've actually discussed. But let's look at the election in Africa. I know Nigeria has gone to the polls, or very soon will be going to the polls. Beg your pardon. And then there's always this fear that we're not going to have a peaceful election, and then there's always not free and fair, especially with Africa. Somebody must have cheated, or there were some inconsistency in our polls. Could we get to a place where we believe that, or we can believe that Africa, any country at all, wins election and just as genuine as it is? ODUPONG. Can we do that and say, okay, so Namibia, Sudan, they had an election and everything is fine. But there's always this idea somebody must have played a fast role in that.
Well, it is historically.
I'm sure that's what leads to the fight and the civil war and things like that.
Yes.
From what is happening, I think this has started in all these Rwanda and all these things, and so Ghana. We don't want to scare ourselves saying we're sitting on a time bomb, but
And also, it depends on the environment that people find themselves in. I mean, you talk about Ghana. Yes, I hear people talking about, there has to be another Rollins and all this and that and so on. And I ask myself, what did the first Rollins do or did for the country that we need another Rollins?
Oh, it's perhaps charisma.
After all the killings and seizing of accounts and all, it didn't produce anything. So why do you want to wish for another Rollins to come and to come and mess up? Yeah, it's rather better to keep the civilian regime.
Yeah,
and keep changing. Keep changing.
Well, so
until we get somebody who know the reason why they have been put there.
I don't think we when we talk about Rollins, we only talk about the fact that we needed somebody style like Rollins. I mean, his leadership, his charisma, as we say, is what perhaps they tag as a country that needs personality like Rollins. But
when people talk about
no, I haven't finished. What I want to know is that you're not talking as a Rollins being an individual to have delivered
the best quality of presidency or government. The thing is, he had a gun, or he came with a gun, And so as we're sitting here, we're not looking for anybody who will bring a gun.
Well, that's what people are hoping for.
It's the only thing that it looks like the people are ready to stop being messed about, because there's a gun somewhere, Or the Nigerians, they talk about this a lot, that we need a president like Ghana, who would have stamped out all these corruption and things like that. But do you think Africa would ever be done with corruption at all, regardless if we get even Jesus Christ to come and lead us?
It's not Jesus Christ coming that will bring a change.
The mindset.
The change will come from the people ourselves.
Yeah, but how long has it been? Africa.
Well, we have made progress.
I see.
Yes, we have made progress. I mean, look at you're talking about Nigeria's elections coming.
Coming, yes.
Okay. Nigeria is a breed different.
What different is that from that of Ghana?
But they take the lead and others follow.
Oh, okay. I think I'm beginning to understand you now.
I mean, even though the election is a year away from now, but the contest is already happened. They already have a leader, somebody who has won the election before even the election starts.
So I hope you're not taking to where I'll be picked up this morning. Well, I don't want to go anywhere, to be honest. I don't want to go and answer any questions. Rollins was so much of a scary person that, at his absence, he still feels is a very heavy mood. Anyway, so as I said, well, we don't need Rollins as a person. We need his charisma. We need people like that who put us in our toe that is either you abide by the law or that's all we need if we talk about Rollins, and not that we don't need him as a person.
I think I saw or I heard that President Akufo-Addo has sacked one or two people yesterday.
Yeah.
Yes. Why do you think? Certainly, he has started sacking somebody.
Okay, so the fact that he sacked somebody doesn't mean that.
It's because we have been talking, okay?
Yeah.
He's a person. He's a human being.
Yeah.
And people are talking and every day, oh, you are asleep, you are this, you are that, you are that. You think he's not a person?
He's beginning to pay heed to it.
Exactly. So the same way, the politicians will change. It's not through the barrel of the gun or the bullying tactics.
Now look at Sri Lanka.
Yes.
The president couldn't have a peace of mind overnight.
Exactly.
Everywhere.
So you cannot play with what they term we the people. If we the people say we don't want you, we don't want you.
Now, how come we can't do this in our country? We've never seen anything like this developed in our country. Maybe with the pressure on Fureta, we're finally going to step him down, whether we help him out to stand down.
Well, he says his ministry is his family. He can't leave his children. So,
yes.
Well,
we have every reason to believe that a man that is ready to serve Ghana will, unless the man doesn't want to serve Ghana. All right, let's take some break. When we come back, then we continue.
Enra, we na me de bro no share.
I'm quite no sway. I
How do you think of it?
I think it's good that we talk about it on this platform.
Yes.
How,
I don't think that, you see, it comes to the point, say, the agreement that was made some years ago, yeah, is what is creating the problem for us today.
right.
And that is when I talk about these things, the learned people like, what's his name? Tepe, they don't understand.
Yeah.
Also a child co, they don't understand. And that's why President JM is saying, you haven't been a president, so you can't advise a president. Because you don't know what is on the scene.
Okay, let's go. Then let me keep on waiting.
Okay.
Okay, welcome back. I think we've got another topic to discuss. The thing my mic is on. Yes, so Mr. Dupont sent me a video that I think wanted to look at it. It's very, very important. So he said the sad story about Ghana Gold. I mean, we're not going to play this here, but it's sad that we come from where the gold is full. You know, we have everything. I mean, when I look at Africa, all these resources we have, the white man don't have even one, apart from the tax, which they mastermind by using it to pay you your salary, you know. So what's the problem? Why is it like that? It's been an issue from time immemorial. Paul?
Yes.
This is how we have the resources, and yet we can't use them. That we watch it slip through our fingers, and people take advantage of that.
Well, that is the more reason why some people have been saying that, or asking whether the country Ghana and the country Nigeria and other African countries or states, are they a sovereign? Are they sovereign?
Mm.
Because you sit on the land, you proud yourself as a citizen.
Yes.
An indigenous, proud Ashanti man.
Not a spectator.
Or a Gama, or whatever your tribe is. And yet, the land you live on is not yours.
Mm.
Hence, we have all these agreements that has been made over the years. And those type of agreements are the problems of today, because
they're unsolvable.
Yes, you know, look at people. We sit on gold, as the president said. Yetisikaso, accommodate. Yes, it's a fact. We live.
Well, I know it's a fact, but it's sad to realize that Yetisikaso accommodate.
Yes, but the thing is, the Sika doesn't belong to us. You know,
yeah.
According to this video,
yeah,
the Sika belongs to America and Canada. Yes.
So we don't have access to it.
We don't have access to it. We only have the access to dig and send it to the owners. Whatever the owners do with it, we don't know about it. Same with oil. Yeah.
Yeah.
We dig the oil, send it to the owners. The owners will refine it, and then what? We buy the end product.
Mm.
The sad thing is, I hear President Buhari of Nigeria has just sold off the NNPC.
Yeah.
The Nigerian company. He's just sold it off. Or privatized.
Not that I've heard of. So at least I wouldn't not to say it anywhere. But until we see it, I think it's an incredible idea.
And that is the story of our lives. The only thing that hasn't been sold is you and I, but we don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know the next president who will come and say, each one,
For himself.
no, each one is priced at $10.
Oh my days! This is serious, man.
So it is for the elites, the African scholars,
Yeah.
the
Intelligentials.
exactly,
Yeah.
to sit down and think deep as to why this problem keep occurring and what can be done about it.
Oh dear. Yeah.
I keep saying the African boy went to Oxford University and Cambridge and Harvard, and with their white counterparts. Yeah.
Yeah.
When they come out, the African boy goes to be cleaning the toilet for the white, and the white. Why is it that like that? Why can't the African intelligentsia
investigate that?
Yes.
Anyway, when we understand, maybe because they brought us Bible, so then we put him back as
no, we use the Bible as an excuse.
Yeah, but we understand that they brought Christianity to us, apart from books are there to show that's what it is, and then they leave us to delve in Christianity by ages and that.
Which is true.
Yeah.
But haven't we also got our own mind?
Oh yeah, we've got our own mind.
So why can't we act?
Well, I think there's one thing having the mind. My mom once told me, I was crossing the street. Nothing also said. There's one thing having. I think I did something, and then he had given me a punchline. I think he said, I'm not sensible or something. And then I said, oh, mommy, why? How can you say that I'm not sensible? Well, he said, there's one thing having sense and another thing can't use it.
Yes.
So perhaps what we have, we can't use it, but the white man can use it.
So until then, we have to serve them, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Good. We need the intelligentsia. We've produced so many lawyers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why can't any of them look into these agreements and negotiate? Yeah.
Yeah. I see.
When President Trump came to power, some of the agreements that he didn't believe in, he tore them into pieces. Isn't it?
Like what? It's a little kid.
So we also need thinkers, critical thinkers, to look into this instead of coming on radio and bashing our leaders all the time. That's why I said, look back. What is behind it?
Until now.
Yes. If you need a leader who will sacrifice for you, but are you loyal to the leader?
That's a good question. That's a very, very good question. Are you a leader yourself? Because there's nothing wrong copying a good thing.
Yeah.
As long as it's good and you copy, there's nothing wrong. So I think I've got some few messages apart from Facebook coming in. Said what? Oh, okay. Now charger can be charged. Now it's just like the policeman with a gun and cannot use it. That is what we are. But we don't necessarily have to get the white man opening ways for us or to make it understand, opening our eyes as a wake up call to things. You understand? I mean, they believe we have resources in Africa, but they will not come. I mean, recently with the Chinese influx in most part of Africa, not just Ghana, with the Galamsey and all that, it's the only time I've seen the African woke up to it, you know, and thought, you know what, this is our land. You can go back to it. But I realize it's not just Ghana. It's in Zambia, most part of Africa. That's where these Chinese guys operate. You know.
Yes, as I said, the whole thing is historical, and instead of us looking back
to find out what the problem is,
find out what is causing our problem today.
Right.
Because you can't develop without looking back.
Oh yeah.
You have to learn from the past.
Apply history.
And then move on. You know, you can't sit in the past.
That's right.
You know, you have to look at it and you move on. But it looks like, because some of us, when we come on the radio,
right?
You know, talk about this, that, and that's where the partisanship and all this. So the actual discussions are lost.
Oh, I see.
They are lost within the partisanship argument, and we don't move forward from there. You know?
Yeah.
You know. So the whoever is oppressing us knows this is our mentality, and so they always geared us towards who we are.
Mm-hmm.
But we, if we are different from, you know, we have to show our caliber that we are not what they think we are. We are also human and can think.
Yes.
We don't sit down for them to think for us, but we can think.
Well, my sister Abigail Joyce is a Utrati. Charlie, anyway, so it's coming up to, it's gone past 11 o'clock, about 11:05. We're still here with the Hate Africa radio. Antekwa Ban has sent me a message. I hope I can read it loud to your hearing. Well, so he said to me about what David Cameron was saying about the fact that we're going to have an Indian prime minister. Well, I said it, that this is what they must have done. She continues to say that it's not a prophecy that David Cameron said, but rather monetary homework. It is our money. It is our money that these people use. As I said, David Cameron was saying that the British one day are going to see the country being led by the Indians, you know.
Yes.
But here's the case. We've seen Indians and other nationality in top positions, you know.
Yes.
So that's how it is.
At the moment, they are commanding the Dutch, isn't it?
That's right.
They have the money.
That's the truth.
Yes.
That is just the truth. Okay. So let's go back to the where we started off. I think we're talking about Indum's Kesiko. We talk about the son of Atamels, and then could we have an Indian prime minister in the United Kingdom? It's a question that I'm sure if David Cameron is here, it wouldn't. I think what Urban claims is not a prophecy. I don't know. I thought it was supposed to be, but it's a monetary homework. It's all about money. Anyway, we'll take it from that. This is from my good old auntie, Ikua. Do you agree with that? And say that saying that the Indian will lead this country one day, according to Auntie Kwamban, he claims this is all about money. That's why the author works like this.
Yes. Oh, she's right.
Yeah.
In the sense that politics, money plays a lot in politics.
Yeah.
And don't forget, where did he say so? He said it when he visited India, isn't it?
What? I mean,
and so being a guest of the Indian president,
yeah,
he has to say something that will, you know,
yeah,
make him happy.
that's it.
And really, the other thing is, he can see
Yes,
that this is bound to happen because in the country itself, the Asians are very hardworking. They control most of the businesses.
yes. Don't forget here they attain very high positions
Exactly.
in this country as compared to blacks and brothers.
Exactly. So really, if an ethnic minority, somebody from an ethnic minority can lead this country,
yeah,
obviously it will be an Asian person. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So that, upon those reasons or thinking that he was able to deduce that it's likely an Asian person can be president
in this country.
And it is true.
Mm.
You know, you don't need a prophet to tell you this, but it's true.
It's not a rocket science.
Exactly.
Mm.
You know, I mean,
Oh, yeah.
every shop, including the food Africans eat ourselves, is controlled by the Asians.
You see? You see?
Every shop selling African food is Asian, isn't it?
Oh dear.
So, do you need Moses to come back
No,
and tell you?
I don't.
Exactly.
I don't.
You don't need Prophet Elisha or Elijah to come
No.
back and tell you.
No.
You can see it yourself.
Mm. All right. So that was Auntie Kwaba who brought in that gist.
But the only thing is, as I said before, the country itself, the indigenous people of this country are not ready for that.
Mm.
You know, hence,
I'm not ready for.
I'm not ready for an Asian president.
Oh no,
a prime minister.
No. I mean, I don't mind it, but I don't see it happening.
You know, I mean, according to the polls yesterday, Liz Truss is the one leading, isn't it?
Yes.
Well, so
we'll see how it goes. Oh dear, this is very interesting. Okay, so I've got comments here. This is coming from Nanaya. He said, "Good morning, Doc. Well, dear, if he doesn't like the how do you call it? If he doesn't like the Indians, he said, we are ready to take over."
Well, it is true. If it's a black person, the whites can tolerate because they know they can always manipulate us.
Yeah.
So they don't mind.
Why do we get easily apologized? sorry, they take advantage of. You remember you sent me a story about the fact that all the white is interested, is just interested to manipulate the black African.
Yes.
You remember that?
Yes.
If you must have read deep into it.
Yes.
This is what we derive from such stories.
Exactly.
Like Gaddafi, for example, and the oil and what happened with Obama's and all these things.
Yeah. Obama was given the best security America has given to its president.
Oh yeah, I know that they have an abstract security in the air.
Yes,
and all
because
that.
they knew they could manipulate him, and they did. They don't,
Why do we get easily manipulated? Why?
Well,
the African easily get manipulated. I don't know how to find out.
We have to,
because we can't come from Africa and say that we want to control their affairs. Kwame Nkrumah even narrowed it just down to Africa, not even the world, to say the black man is capable of handling his own affairs.
Yes. Well, we are capable, and they know it. Okay?
The white people know that.
They know it. That's why they're not willing to give us the chance, because they know our capability and what we can do if we are not disturbed.
Yes.
Okay. Look at the race between the conservative leadership. Kami got all the backing.
Okay.
Because she is a woman.
Right.
If it had been any of the men,
right,
the first ballot, the person would have been kicked out.
Right. So Mr. Kofi Ali is saying that good Odipo corrected himself in UK. You do talk about president, but a prime minister. He is also confusing black people with Africans. Not every black person is African, and not every African is Jamaican. Black, sorry, what he said he also. I said you confusing yourself. If not black people with Africans, as in not every black person in Africa is African, and not every African is a black person. Kofi Ali would like to make sure.
My brother Kofi is always rather confusing himself.
I think he's only clarifying that with the fact that we want us to stress when we talk about the black, we want to consider that as a name and an African.
You see,
anyway,
depending on the context you are talking about, right? Because when I was in Ghana, and I met people say they are Caribbeans, but when I came here, I was classified, called an African. I was called an African, or I was asked, where do you come from? But before I was asked, where do you come from, I've been given a name.
Right, as an African,
as
or
an
black,
African,
okay,
or black.
Or black, yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So when you're talking and about here, and you use the word black,
or African,
or an African, it encompasses all of us.
Yeah.
They don't see the difference. As far as they are concerned, you are black, or you are an African. Is the person who has traveled and lived among us, and who will maybe go to the extent and say, oh, so where are you from? You understand? So Kofi must take a look at these things. I see he has a lot of a misunderstanding with other people about some of these issues, language, this and that.
Well, I don't find anything wrong with that anyway. Sometimes there's nothing wrong when you try to clarify things, no matter how what's the word, very small you see it as you know. I don't mind it because I think the word black is different from African, you know, but we only generalize it from holistic version.
Yes,
we look at that as the holistic version, you know. Okay, so we're looking at this as a whole issue. Now, let's come back to the Atamil's Fifi's term that were tempered with by these. You think the family would take it seriously and take it to court? We're not in their minds, but do you think this would be the best thing to do? And then deal with these people who are not family members, but thought, you know what, we could do it at the absence of the man, especially when we know him, he was an NDC, then it was blah, blah, blah. You know, in spite of the family itself being there and not taking these initiatives.
Yes, I mean, culturally, the family is seen to be dwelling on culture and traditions. Yeah. So they have every right to talk about the late Atta Mills. But again, Atta Mills has also become the statesman or the president, the former president of the country. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's why I said all these things needs communication, needs deliberation among the people involved before it gets out of hand. The family needs to meet these people who are also claiming they are the rightful brothers and sisters.
Hello, sir. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Today we didn't see you here.
Yes, you know, Kofi Ali has a lot of run.
I did like your tie you put on the last time. I was waiting for you to see it again.
Oh.
Good morning.
Yes.
Yeah, you live on it, sir. You want to clarify one or two?
Yes. I want to appeal to my brother ODUPONG. You sit behind the microphone. You are actually you are supposed to be, I mean, you are a person who sits behind the microphone is supposed to be knowledgeable in the subject is good to talk about. Remembering that those of us listening become your students. You must be very clear on what you are saying. See, if you see someone, you understand, if you have worked in the system in this country, they have what we call profiling.
Okay.
Yeah, you can use IC1, IC2, IC3, IC4, IC5. Can you see?
Yes.
Yes. However, like IC1 is white. IC3 is black. Then you have others. They are there, you go and refer to them. Now, when you are filling a form, they ask you, you go and check, are you white? Can you see? Black? Then they start saying, are you black African or black other? Have you seen that before?
I've seen it, especially when you're filling a form for employment. Yeah, I think
exactly. Because you can be black Caribbean. You understand?
Okay.
We are not talking about somebody who is dead 1,000 years ago. We are talking about the man standing in front of you. Who is he? So if you are looking at this and we are not careful, we are getting certain things wrong. In South Africa and in Egypt, there are people who don't look like you and I. In Morocco, you know that.
Yes.
Are they Africans or they are not Africans?
They are Africans. And
Good. So what you want to do here, you understand, is the person who is in this country is a black man, whether he come from Jamaica or because you are looking at the skin color. Oh, somebody has hit somebody. You want to describe who was hit, or somebody is looking for a job, isn't it?
that's right.
And people are saying that, why are you only employing only white people? Then somebody said, the manager said, okay, now we want the laws, the institution said, we want to profile all of them so that we know that you give this percentage quota system. You get it? This is where they said you need to fill those forms. That form is called what? Equality or equal opportunity. Go and read it. You will see what the form is all about. Now, if people are calling you African, isn't it? They don't know the difference. You know the difference, isn't it?
It is.
So are you not the one who is supposed to educate them that what you are calling me is not what I am?
But
Can you see?
yes.
So you saying that because they are calling me African instead of calling me black, then I am what? African. So every black person I see is African. You are getting something fundamentally wrong.
All right.
Now let's do something here.
Okay, so thank
Let's
you
do
for
something.
clarifying that. Can we get to the topic, Mr. Ofiali? I'm sure you want to talk about the Indian leadership in the future British
The
Prime Minister.
Indian leadership exactly is what we are coming to.
Okay,
You are talking about Rishi Sunak, isn't it?
that's right.
Good. Now you see, Rishi Sunak, if you want to look at his background, is an Indian, isn't it? But India and China and Pakistan and Bangladesh, they are all in what? The Asian continent. Is that not true? Then Ghana is where? Somalia, Ghana, South Africa. They are the African continent. Is that not true?
Yeah.
So what you are talking about is an Asian, isn't it?
Okay.
But see, when you then call him Indian, you are talking about his nationality, that his parents come not from Pakistan, but from India and not from Bangladesh. Can you see? So now the issue of country is coming in. Is that not true?
That's it. That's it,
Good,
exactly.
good. This is where I want us to focus on. What is the
Well, thank you
population
for
of the
helping us.
Indians, Pakistan, and Bangladesh in this country? Have you ever checked it? They make about 20 times. I mean, after the whites, they are the next one. Yes, you go to Birmingham area. It's like they have brought Pakistan and India into this country. And if you go to where they come from, you are talking about 1.3 billion people in one country.
Wow. It's a lot.
You understand?
Yeah.
So if you look at their size over there, a good proportion who feel it's not convenient for them, like we from the West African countries, you understand, African continent, feel it's not convenient, we are relocating. You realize that in the past, when we come to this country, as soon as we come, we go back. You know that from the African continent. But those from the Caribbean, Jamaica, they stay. Why? Jamaica is too small for them to do anything there. So there are more opportunities here for them here. You understand? For us, Ghanaians, Nigerians, Gambians, we go back because at that time we had the ambition to what? To develop our place. Now that everything has collapsed, now we are now running back. In the past, we come for school, we go back. You remember? Now we run back. So we never had a community until now. Now, when you are like ODUPONG is saying, right? You are black, you are black. They see us all as one. Can you see?
Yes.
And therefore, over here, we have become a nation as black people. Not as Africans, but as black people. Can you see?
I can see that.
Now, that now unite us. But even still, go and check the statistics. You see that we are the smallest of all. We are instead Nigerians. You know, Nigeria has got almost 70 million people. So when they are coming in that large number because they cannot stay in Nigeria, they are now swelling the number here. Can you see? The whole UK is 65 million. Can you see?
Yes.
The Nigerians now coming, and Nigerians, there is too much pressure there. So they are coming, Ghanaians are coming, Somalians are coming. So the number is growing now. However, in politics, it's a game of number. Can you see?
Yes.
So even if you go to the parliament, UK parliament, you will see that there are more Asians there, in other words, Indian and Pakistan, Yeah, like somebody like the former Sajiv. Is it Sajiv, Chancellor?
Yes.
You know Sajiv?
Yeah.
He's Pakistani. His father is a bus driver.
Oh dear.
The one who is the mayor of London, his father is a bus driver. Can you see?
Yes.
Sadiq Khan. If you go, you see that there are more. You go into the parliament, before you see one black man, you see about 20 Indians there. Asians. Let me use the word Asians, because India and Pakistan and Bangladesh. Can you see?
Do you see that as a deprivation for the black people or for Africans for that matter?
Anywhere your number is small, like Ewe people in Ghana, they have been marginalized. Anywhere in the world, when you are small, the bigger one will want to take advantage of the small one. Why are the Scottish saying they want to leave the United Kingdom?
Yes.
Because the English are bullies.
Oh,
Can you see?
Yeah. Is that your observation? Or
an Englishman as a monkey there, and you put a Scottish man, the English people will naturally vote for the Scottish one, for the English one. So the Scottish are tired. That's why they came up with the idea of the devolution. Can you see? The devolution allow each community now to develop themselves under their own government while they are still working as United Kingdom. So you can't sit down and be blaming Westminster where the English are dominant. Can you see?
So, Kofi, what
I want us to look at here, one, you know what is killing us?
No. Tell us.
I'll tell you, because that is where you started. And I'm not talking about the migrants here. Those who have come here, came here, and so on, those ones, please forget them. They are not the solution to the problem of the man on the African continent. They are problem. Their problem is Britain, and their solution is Britain. Can you see? The black community, you have people like David Lamin, Diane Abbott, they are doing wonderful. Paul Boateng, can you see?
Yeah.
Kwesi Kurantin, they are there, but they are British. Can you see?
Yes, I can see that.
The problem we are having, where we started from, ask yourself, why do we come here? Do you want to come here? Forget about DuPont. Do you want to come here?
Well, why not? If a country is better than where I am, obviously
no,
I like to
it's your situation that push you out. 90% of Ghanaians, Nigerians, Senegalese, Gambians you see here, I swear it is circumstances that push us out of what we are. Most people naturally don't want to live where they are born and they call their nation. It's natural. When you are born into like a fish in the water, you don't want to leave that water until there is a monster inside the water that drives you out.
Yes.
Then you start to migrate because you want to survive. Can you see?
Yes.
Now let us look at something. Kwame Nkrumah said the black man is capable. You remember we talked about this the last time.
Last week. Yeah, that's right.
We are misinformed and miseducated. Totally miseducated.
What makes you think that?
Good. See, first of all, you have to look at what you are fighting, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
The strength of your problem, the problem facing you, must, if you want to fight something to win that something, you must be stronger than what you are fighting to win what you are fighting. If you are weaker than what you are fighting, your problem is to pay maybe your mortgage or your rent. The rent is £500, but you only have £100. Can you pay? You end up on the street because the problem you have, you see, what you have as your capability is £100. The problem you have is £500. Can you pay? Then that problem will kill you. Can you see?
Yes.
So what you need to sit back and do, which I want ODUPONG to understand very well, is redefine yourself. Redefine yourself and be realistic about it. How do you redefine yourself?
Tell us.
Can you see?
Tell us, sir.
Then you say, okay, this is what I'm a Ghanaian, isn't it? This is a Nigerian. This is a Senegalese. This is a Gambian. This is a Togolese. This from Burkina, Cote d'Ivoire. Oh, you can even add South Africa to it. Each of us, can we fight the enemies? Every day we wake up, we say the white man is the enemy. Is that not true?
We do.
And one of the enemies is America, United States of America, 350 million people. Are you aware of that?
Yes.
And now, this is a game of number. The Chinese 1.6 billion people against America.
Okay.
300 million people, and we just 27 million in Ghana. Do you think we have a chance if it's about number?
Okay, Mr. Obiali, now I think you've clarified that. We do
Have you
understand
got
that.
what I'm saying? Please get
Oh,
this
yeah.
thing because your listeners are interested. I've assumed the role of the teacher.
We get it.
You are speaking for the listeners. If you get it, they will understand what we are saying.
Now,
We are
now
tired.
you have corrected us. We do appreciate that. But can you touch any of the topics that interest you?
The topics you are talking about, you understand?
Yes, sir.
They are the side effect of this thing we are talking about.
Mm.
We have talked and talked and talked and talked and talked. Nothing is changing. Are we talking for the sake of talking? Or we are talking to have a problem
including
solved?
Atamil's tomb that was tampered with as well.
Atamil's, eh?
Yes.
The man, do you know the age at which Atamil's became the president of, had his law degree? PhD. At the age of 27, though.
Okay.
At the age of 27, Atamil's had his PhD in law. That tells you he has brain. Is that not true?
Yes.
As the president of Ghana, can you look at me, Kofi Ali, and say Atamil's was a success? Eh?
Well, relatively, we can say that at least, if not
my brother,
financially.
I think that we don't understand what success means. No.
We can say he succeeded to become a president. When somebody becomes
no, my brother. If you're a doctor, you cannot cure people. What kind of doctor are you?
Well, now you're talking about
maybe we need
his
to go and bring a
performance.
donkey. Listen. Your heroes, and this is what someone was saying, that African people just like title. Mr. This, President this, Governor this, Honorable this. What can you do? Let us start talking about what is he capable. You are giving a father, isn't it? There must be children behind you. Is that not true?
Yeah.
You are a father. There must be, and we should look at the quality of your children to say, oh, she's a mother. Even the children will call you mama. Is that not true? If you don't have children or you are useless, will you be called a father?
No, you're not saying if you don't have you're not saying if you don't have you don't have a child.
A leader is a leader lead because he is good and he understands the problem of the people he's leading, and his job is to solve it.
That's right.
In UK here, they've solved so much problem. They even have time to be telling people it's hot, so go and get water.
Oh dear. I think it's
a mere
cautioning you
That's your business.
It's a mere cautioning you regarding the weather.
So when we are talking about President Atamils, you understand?
Yeah.
As a person who is a lecturer to most of the people you see who read law in Legon, they will tell you we passed through that man. And we were lucky to have him as well as the president of Ghana. So if we say the problem is the president, you understand?
Oh yeah.
Then we are not getting it right. There is more to the problem because we have got Kwame Nkrumah, we fail. We've got Busia, we fail. We've got Achampo, we fail. Even Rawlings came with gun and killed us. After that, we are still failing. And Mills came, we failed. Forget about Mahama. That one is a businessman. Then come to Akufo-Addo, 72-year-old man.
What do you mean Mahama is a businessman? If you say he's a businessman, what do you mean?
I don't want to have the wrath of NDC on me this morning. Please let the sleeping dog lie.
But
no, we want you to just clarify that.
Kofi, you are not,
because Mahama is not a businessman.
For myself.
Mahama is not a businessman.
Kofi, you are not answering the
question.
He's
a holy man. Okay, he's a holy man.
Kofi, you're not answering the question. You always.
Mahama is a godly man. Please leave me alone. Make I talk. There are important things to talk about. NDC and MPP, just leave them by the wayside.
Well, so Mr. Tegbe has answered you already. It's why the urge to draw the NDC into caption instead of the ruling government, and which this happened. Is this a figment of if your imagination or statement being released after the conversation with NDC hierarchy disclosing their intent to you? Anyway, I think it's a response he had on the platform. This was
maybe it's a different response.
It's a difference that you brought on.
You see, what I'm just trying to say is that Ghana as a nation itself cannot stand the pressure of the rest of the world. It's like Somalia. It's like, should that they can't you see?
Well,
You go and put God there. You see, Mills, you understand? There's a saying that there's always look at the glass as half full or half empty. You know why?
Mhm.
Mills, what Mills did, I will not sit here and say, oh, because Mills is dead, so he's a holy man. I don't do that. When Mills was alive, we were praying he shouldn't die on time because we learned he's not well.
Mm.
Can you see?
Yeah.
The man is dead now. We're all shedding crocodile tears on his deathbed. Even Rollins said he was pretending. He himself came to say it.
Mm.
You understand?
Mhm.
We are telling you that let us call spade a spade and let's be honest to each other. Let's look at each other on the face and stop pretending we are talking about somebody. We are talking about ourselves. I didn't leave Ghana when I left Ghana before Mills was there. Is that not true?
Mm.
I left Ghana even before Rollins. So that will tell you during the time of Rollins. That will tell you that this problem was there long before now. It's not a new problem. What you are just having are different generations coming to deal with the same old problem, and people who are not learning from their history start to make the same mistake. We are only repeating this thing because we are half educated. The British from Ghana, do you know that?
Yes.
Do you think they formed Ghana for you or they formed Ghana for themselves?
And so we're just the colony. That's all. As far as I'm concerned, we're just the colony. That's all.
Fine. And we say we had independence. Is that not true?
Mm.
And they agree we have got independence. Is that not true?
It is.
Remember, they formed the colony to be supplying them raw materials. You have all your brain must go there first. What are we still doing? We are taking loan from them. In fact, even the NPP, Japan, and NDC were planning to mortgage the what do you call it? What's the name of that thing? Gold for the next 30 years because they are broke. Do you know that?
Mm.
When this noise stopped them? Can you see?
Yes.
You should know something is wrong. The resources are going. If our timber is finished, Ashanti land is now just old, no more gold. That's why they allow the children to go and check whether they will get something there.
Oh, dear.
Now, what we are telling us is that let us wake up. Let us wake up. Our problem is we have been miseducated to think we, Ghana and Britain, are the same. So we are all strong and we can compare together. Can you see?
Mm.
We have been misinformed like the Gambians to think Gambia is an almighty. They can stand against America.
No.
Can you see?
We know, at least we know
call
America is superpower, so don't worry about it. I know America is a superpower, so don't worry about it.
No, you don't know. Honestly, if you know, you wouldn't be doing what you are doing, my brother. You don't know. If you know something and it's wrong, why do you continue to do it?
No, what I'm saying is, I know that you cannot compare a country like Ghana to America. That's as far as I'm concerned. Because we know America is a superpower.
They even compare Ghana with China. Don't you hear them?
No, Mr. Kofi Ali, what we're saying is, America, everyone knows it's a superpower country. You understand? And then there's no way you can compare a country like Ghana and say, compare it to.
Who are everyone? My brother, speak for yourself.
So you think that means you are saying that you can compare Ghana to America? Because
we have half-baked educated people. People went to University of Lagos to go and lead political science, theater, art, and Swahili. A+ and co. Captain Smart. And they come and sit down talking upside down. They don't know. Look. The Chinese, you understand. When you talk about economics, you understand. You're actually talking about technology, you understand. It's a war. Do you understand this is a war?
Kofi, can I come in, please?
The Chinese are able to fight the Americans. If you watch the television recently, you will see the head of MI5 against his American counterpart.
Okay, let's ODUPONG talk to you.
All their technology. Do you know that? You think if it's Ghana, they will not have gone there to go and kill all of us? What did they do in Libya?
Kofi, I think the question was, son rise to the late Atta Mills. Dad, your achievement are on the achievement.
Hello?
What?
Yeah, Mr. MOTON is on the line.
So I think the late Atamil's son is writing a letter, and he's saying the father's achievement is also
possible.
Yes. Now that was a simple question. The moderator,
But I don't understand what the
moderator, Dr. MORTON, asks you, Kofi. Now you've
let me answer you.
Now you've gone past.
My son wrote a letter and he had it published on the newspaper. Me, Kofi Aliu. That his father's achievement because I sent him to school. It's unsurmountable. Do you believe that? Because I gave him food to eat. We are Ghanaians. If Atamil's son is going to write something, he will write something good about his father. We pay his salary. We buried his father. We pay the tax money that was used to bury his father. You understand? His father was our president. Do you know that when Atamils was dying, sorry for me going to this.
Yes.
A pastor, TB Joshua in Nigeria, that hooligan, told Atamils to come to Nigeria to be cured. And Atamils advises, that is, those who are in charge, they say, no, don't go. So the understanding is to use the jet to bring him to Ghana, the presidential. The man said, this is not coming. Atamils, how low are we? How useless can we be? That a whole professor, things are bad. You are not well. You have been to America on so many times, and as the president of Ghana, the Ghanaians are ready because that's our commitment to protect our president. Is that not true?
Yeah.
Anytime you go for treatment, do you remember the time he was running at the airport when he came from one of his treatments? Do you remember?
Well, I remember.
But there was rumor that there came a time they want to put him somewhere in Sawam, and Mahama was running Ghana. I don't know whether you are aware of that.
Who put it? Who in Sawam?
You know, when Atamils couldn't, he wasn't well. Everybody knew that the president was not well. Don't let us argue about that.
I remember when he has to demonstrate a bit of exercise to show he was strong enough. Not long before that he died. Yeah, at least we're aware of that. But,
and always remember, of course, nobody wishes to be sick. The man is not well. You understand? Yeah. 90% of the job, you understand, if you are a vice president to a president that is not well, the job falls on the vice president. You understand? Mahama was running Ghana. During Atamil's time,
I don't remember. But what I don't remember is Mahama being a businessman. With that, unless the context of which you
please, let's talk about the real ones here. Whatever be the case, he's a vice president. He has a big job to do because his commander-in-chief is not well. And the constitution said if the president is not there, the vice should take over. Can you see? Yeah. Atamil spends most of his time on his own. He's not well. Sometimes you just hear the organized jet quickly they are taken to America. Do you know he had a terminal cancer? You understand? And so, if we are going to measure the performance of this man, what are we going to? Atamils, you remember this guy, this actor, what's the name of that boy? Anas Armiao.
Yes. Did you call him actor? I thought he's an investigative journalist. If you say he's an actor, what do you mean?
No, you see, John Dramani Mahama said, we Ghanaians, we have a dead goat syndrome. We have a very short memory.
Yeah,
very short memory.
You target them or you defining them.
We don't know what happened to
but you defining them. You defining the people, personalities with different professions. I mean, he wasn't an actor. Rimbiao and Nas. I remember I used to work with the Chronicles, and then he used to work with whether the statement or something. And this guy was a journalist. As far as I'm concerned, he's an investigative journalist. What do you mean he's an actor?
I'm not talking about actor.
I thought you said
I think you misunderstood me.
Okay.
What I said is that Anas Armiao Anas, I call him an actor because I was trying to remember the person. Went to the court, you understand, and did investigation. When he saw the results, you understand, he took it to President Mills. Do you understand?
Yes.
And President Mills took the results.
Hang on, let me know who's on the line. Good morning. Hello. May I know? Hang on. May I know who's on the line, please?
Dr. MORTON.
Hi.
Segabo speaking.
Segabo. Good morning, sir.
Morning, man. How are you?
Very well. Thank you. Would you let Mr. Kofi Ali land and then you can in place?
Okay, so I'm sure.
No, you stay on the line. Could you hear him? Don't worry, you can stay on the line. Could you hear Mr. Kofi Ali?
I can hear you.
Okay, all right, Mr. Kofi Ali, if you want to land.
I'm not telling anyone anything new. The videos are there. Anas took the video to whatever he recorded, investigated to President Mills, isn't it? So that President Mills will what? Act. In other words, the corrupt people at the port, remove them. That is what they want, isn't it? Punish them. When President Mills got the video, he watched it and he became so touched. Now, what is this? What is happening at the port? You know what he did?
Right.
He got his own security, you know, and they rushed to the port. And he went there preaching the gospel. I've heard some of you are cheating the port where we are supposed to be making revenue, how much we are making within 2 days.
Is it the accusation?
I don't have a problem with you. He said it. He said, I don't have a problem with you.
I think he was addressing the customs. Thank you. He was addressing the customs. I don't have a problem
with people saying thank you. But you only want to collect the bigger one. You see, technically, it has even legitimized corruption. That they can give them bribe, but not bigger one.
I remember very well.
And then he said, I will tell Commander something to come and look at you. Anyone he caught doing that will be sacked. You have already gone to tell the thieves that they should change, isn't it? They will adjust until you go. They know one day you will go. They will continue. What I will do as a president, I'll put my own investigators and cameras there secretly. You understand? I'll work on Anas. Me, I'll do it. Anyone we caught, the next day on your table, you just see, because we have evidence. Let's go to court. We'll show you. We'll give you letters. If you sack about 10 of them, honestly, that thing will never happen again. Is that not true? The preacher went there wasting everybody's time with sweet talks. It's a video. We have a record. And you are telling me that his son has every right to say his father is God. That is his business. But we know who his father is. I can't tell you of any president in Ghana that has succeeded. No one. Not even the coming one, we know.
All right, Mr. Kofi Ali, can you land in 2 minutes so that I pick Mr. Gabu?
So, on issues that you touch on the so-called capability, let us look at our capability. We are not looking at our capability. Our capability is Africa. Africa is not a country. Our capability is the authority of ECOWAS, which I say every day. If you don't want ECOWAS, let's go to the African Union. That's how to do it. You don't sit in Ghana and think we are only going to catch fish in the sea. We are fighting with the Chinese and Americans. And the Europeans are already having the technology. They have finished us.
Okay.
Let us wake up and save our souls.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kofi Ali. Segabu, good morning again. You're live on air, please.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning to everyone. Good morning to your listeners.
Good morning.
Your contributors. I'm still in a grieving mood because.
Sali, can you hear Mr. Gabu, please?
Oh, I can't hear him.
Oh, okay. Maybe unless you put it on the line and listen to it.
I'm still in a grieving mood because
may your brother
I lost my brother who moved after me from secondary school. So.
And maybe you have to listen on your phone then if you tune into the studio. Maybe
the reason why he cannot hear me, I'm not calling from the.
No, you call the Skype.
I'm having problems with my phone now.
No, it's not your phone.
From the line, yeah.
Okay.
It's not from the internet, so
yeah, I think he has to listen at the back.
So and I do not intend to speak longer. Just morning to your listeners, your contributors, and all those who are listening to you this morning. I'm saying that I'm still giving my brother, whose week celebration will be done tomorrow in Accra, back home in Ghana. I'll be doing something here, maybe in September 10th.
Okay.
I think I will announce to friends and colleagues.
Just let us know when the time is due.
Yeah. The thing that you posted, what I can say about the politics is just about the one happening here in London. I've sent you some message.
I read it.
And I said that.
I read it.
Trust, I don't know whether you read it.
I did read it.
Oh, okay. Oh, you read it on the studio?
Yes, I read it here in the studio.
Oh, okay.
It's the
Okay.
first thing.
Then
I
maybe,
did,
maybe.
yes.
At the same time, I'm going to say that people see him as a betrayal. So he's now fighting against the big establishment here in the British society.
Right.
He knows it. He knows what will happen on September 5th.
Okay.
I know that he also resigned based on principle, based on his own reputation, which was also very important. But because over the past few months or 3 years, he had demonstrated a steely loyalty to Boris Johnson. At the time that he was needed most, he resigned, and people saw that as a cynical betrayal. And I think there's an invisible hand out there that will try to exert vengeance to him.
Okay.
Because in the first place, it was due to his action and a few people around him, their action that has resulted into this contest. This is all that I can say. For all the others, my mind is not free to get into anything.
This, but,
so it's just for the mere love of it. I don't want to go too much. I'm still grieving.
No Thank you very much.
My brothers.
Santi, God bless you. And I wish we extend our condolences to you, brother. He was a writer and such a great man. Anyway, do have a good weekend, sir.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Mr. Kofi Ali, are you there? Mr. ODUPONG?
Yes.
You were trying to address, so Mr. Kofi Ali was addressing Arnas, Arabian Arnas, as an actor. He said, but as far as I'm concerned, he was an investigative journalist, but not to him in per se, for one to have mistaken him for another profession, because he was all over the place, and then he made headlines when he did the BBC, Jan Tichy, and quite a few. It's about 5 minutes, so we can get out of here. Anything you want to add to it, and then they'll say goodbye to.
The thing is, most of us who
Mr. Tekpe has written a few things.
Most of us who know Mr. Kofi Ali knows what he says and how he says things. So we are used to him and his digression when it comes to giving an answer to a simple question. You know, so because him alone took over 40 to 50 minutes and they didn't answer any of the questions.
The very topics.
The very topics. But we are used to that.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
The whole thing this morning, as we have said, will the British people accept an Asian, an Indian
as a leader? Yeah.
So we leave that to the general public. The former Prime Minister, Mr. Cameron, he made his observation and, you know, he said what he said. So he now been proven that, yes, the Asians or an Asian is capable of leading this country a time to come.
Yeah.
Now, what we should be worrying ourselves is the video about the Babini gold mines. Yeah. Those are the things we should be worrying ourselves with. But I think you put it on a platform and nobody commented it.
I think people are digressing on that topic because of perhaps how we have, you know, dealt or deliberated on them. For Kofi Ali, for one, he was just trying to correct us from the black and then from an African, which we don't want to say needless, but from what we were expecting is just to address the issues we put on the platform. Exactly. Just like Mr. Kirkbe seems to be, you know, finding that he's actually digressing from it. Anyway, so we've got about 5 minutes and then we'll be out of here. Want to say thank you very much for all of those who send me messages. Mamero Mohammed, good morning to you. Joyce, good morning. Papa Smiley, Mr. JB, and the rest of you. And those who called in for the contribution over the phones, we want to say thank you. And those who sent me messages as well. Do have a good weekend. My name is Dr. Morton. I've been here with Mr. ODUPONG, who has been my panel over these issues. You have a good weekend.
Let my blessing to pass me, and then me no go laugh me with the money chill.